Alright, hey folks, you might be wondering why you're just hearing my voice. It's Ben, by the way. And the answer to that is, some fucky shit happened. Things went a little bit fuckways. So first, internet went down, resulting in, the loss of about 2/3 to 3/4 of the second session that I am going to be talking about today, right now, whatever. So yeah, like I was saying, I lost all but the last half hour of that, basically, because my internet went down, and for whatever fucking reason, Twitch didn't save the VOD up to that point. I'm pretty sure I'd been streaming. Like 99%. Maybe it's because I technically stopped streaming after I lost connection, but I don't know. It's the first time this has happened with me. I don't know what to make of it, honestly. So that's one thing. Another thing is that, well, during the next session, when I was trying to pull the VOD from Twitch, I did a little whoops, stepped on my computer's power cord and yanked it out. I didn't realize at the time that the download hadn't finished. And it did not occur to me that the download might not have finished, in all honesty. So, yeah, the download got canceled, basically, and all the progress lost, and I didn't realize. So what that in turn meant is, well, an entire VOD was lost into the ether when it didn't need to be. So I'm kind of salty about that. Anyway, that's just a bit of quick intro. Now we're going to get into an explanation of what actually happened during that session and 3/4 of lost footage. So, what happened in the game, not in real life, is that once we finished all that housekeeping stuff, we decided, okay, now we're going to be moving on to a hold. You may remember those are the special fancy places built by the singers in ancient times that don't quite follow the laws of physics and are super crazy and are basically just this setting's version of dungeons. And the specific hold we were heading towards was snap, I'm forgetting the name of it. It's I think it's called Ouroboros 2 or something like that. I'll remember on Monday when I'm in the session again. You know, I could stop recording this right now and go look, but yeah. So, short version. This hold has a bit of a weird thing going on with its time, in that it's basically Groundhog Day for anyone who spends more than a week there at a time. Now, that does break when you leave, so, you know, you can leave and your week will be reset. But everyone there, once they have spent more than a week there, or I guess a full week there, will, at the start of each day, get reset to how and where they were. From my understanding, that does also include getting killed. So if you die there and you're part of the loop, you're back to life. I don't think we actually thought to ask what happens if you try to remove someone from the loop. Although I feel like we might have, and that the answer was that when the day resets, they just get popped back to where they were. Which would make sense. I mean, even if you take them off, like, the loop is intrinsic to the hold. It's like it ingrains itself into these people. So yes, as it happens, during that session, I actually had COVID. Though I didn't know it at the time. I only found out 2 days later. So I was feeling absolutely fucking garbage. But hey, I feel better now. Now I've only got allergies to deal with. So yeah, I had COVID. Stuff was shit. Et cetera, et cetera. Que sera, sera. Que fue, fue. So yeah, that was not a great time for me, so I don't remember a ton of stuff because of how shitty I was feeling. But what I remember is there was a station set up in orbit around this hold, which I should also mention is a ring world, if I'm remembering correctly. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it is a ring world. That's not a me remembering thing. That it is. We're still on it. So it's a ring world. So that's cool. But there's a station in orbit around it that is basically like the ring world's, the hold's link to the outside world, because, everything gets reset. But if you are working on something and you send all the data about it, like you're running an experiment or whatever, you send the data up to the station. Oh, hey, that data, guess what? It's still there. And they can send it back to you. And it's set up to automatically do this every day. So the residents of this ring world, or the quorum residents, because there are some people living there from long before that, these people have set it up specifically so that when they go to sleep, it sends a log of their activities. Like just before midnight, it sends a log of their activities up to the station, and then the station will send it back pretty much just after midnight. And so they'll wake up and they will see, oh, hey, I've got this handy little notification of what I did yesterday and the day before that, and basically my entire looping existence since the station was built and or since I arrived. Which, I mean, hey, I think that's a pretty cool setup. Long live technology. All praise our glorious robot overlords. So yeah, we found out that the station was where some of the Crest Eater transformation juice was being shipped. So, well, of course, being good companions of a Prismat, we set off to try and track down the Crest Eater makey juice. So I showed up in the station, or at the station in our ship, after spending about I want to say half an hour just reading through and discussing the rules for ship combat and trying to make the goddamn ship sheet work. I remember very distinctly losing my goddamn mind because I couldn't get the modifier rolls to work for anyone but me. And after, like I mentioned, fucking full half hour probably, and then a little bit more because I kept working on it afterwards, we figured out, oh, hey, this modifier sheet thing, it only works like to roll from your sheet if the person clicking it has access to the sheet. So either Gabe would have to make, well, not Gabe. Gabe's my usual GM for, oh wait, no, this is me losing my mind. So either Gabe would have to make all the rolls for everyone, or we'd each have to make our own roll. I prefer that we each make our own roll, and so did everyone else. So once I finally got that mess to work, we decided on, who would be what. Ajori is captain, Zos is gunner, Saber, of course, is pilot, Zara is science officer, and Elizabeth is engineer. I feel like the only ones that might have you guys scratching your heads a little are science officer and gunner. The reason for that is because out of everyone, Zos has the highest BAB plus dex, base attack bonus plus dexterity, which is how you calculate whether you hit. It's the one stat, or the two stats, I guess, that matter for the gunner. And then science officer was just what we put Zara in because we didn't have anywhere else to put her because, I mean, the captain is obviously going to be the diplomacy guy. The pilot is obviously going to be the one who's got like a plus 20 to piloting checks. The engineer is obviously going to be the one who's got like a plus 20 to engineering checks. Like, it's all very straightforward except for those two. Which is why I took the time to explain why we did it, because the footage of us explaining why we were making these decisions and the footage of us actually discussing all this got 8. So, that's where we are. We showed up after that half hour of mess, and the station was powered down. It was not sending out any signal. It was like none of the lights were on. We couldn't even pick up like the hum of electronics on board, like the, background radiation from it. So we knew something happened, like something was up. So we went in and we were like, okay, something's up. Time to figure out what's going on here. So Saber did a very, very nice manual docking. I think if I remember right, Gabe said it would be like a DC 25 check and just absolutely nailed it. So, yeah, very, very nice and smooth manual docking. And then Ajori couldn't fit through the airlock while other people were in it. So I had to hang at the back. But, the rest of the party advanced. Went in through the airlock. And... Yeah, power was off inside the station too. Gee, what a surprise. It's not like we could have seen that coming or anything. Though the entire time, I'm not sure whether this was in character or not, but I believe it was Jack, although it might have been Olin. I'm pretty sure it was Jack, though, was constantly insisting that this was a trap. The station was dead in the water, or the void, I guess. Dead in the void, sure. Let's make that a thing, for humanity's future space exploration. Rather than something being dead in the water, it's dead in the void. I like that. So, yeah, we got it dead in the void, and there were a bunch of security bots that were in there as well. So we decided to hack into one because, Elizabeth's got a really good computers check and also is kind of built around that to an extent. So we hacked in, looked at their footage, and oh, look, it's got log dates on it as well. So we saw, the inhabitants of the station coming and going across multiple directions. And the last log was dated 2 weeks before we got there. So we knew things had been up for 2 weeks, or, well, really, technically things had been down for 2 weeks, but you know what I mean. So things were down for 2 weeks before we showed up, which is never a good sign, especially not when it's, such an important station, because it meant that these guys had basically been repeating their previous day for 2 weeks down on the surface of the planet, or the surface of the ring world. So we had to go fix that. So we decided to take the gun off of one robot and then realized how fucking long it took. And we were like, okay, we're not taking the guns off any more of these. They'll probably just boot in safe mode anyway, right? So we turned the station back on. We decide to turn the station back on. And then we walk into the central room, the main control room of the station rather than the outer perimeter, which is where we were. And oh, look, there's no gravity in here. Oh, look, there's dead bodies in here. Oh, look! There's a giant crest eater transformed person in here with a giant spear and a big ol' fuck off gun. Yeah, someone did the doping. So that happened. That was a whole thing. We had a big old fight. It was quite a good fight, if I may say so myself, as someone who participated quite well in that. And I am really salty about that fight having been lost, because it was just so perfect. Because like so it was also our first fight after equipping the Eon Guard armor, where we we'd done all that housekeeping, we'd figured it out, and we were fighting in 0G, and this was our first chance to use the jetpacks. Those of us who had them, and it was so great, because everyone else, was stuck fucking dealing with the 0G. Unfortunately, big Crest Eater boy also had wings, so he was not bothered by 0G in the least, but yeah, I'm gonna do my best to give a play-by-play of what I remember, but so the one who actually started the encounter, if I'm remembering right, was Zos, who was like exploring and poking around, and there was this big ol' like central computer terminal, or computer tower, really, and tower is the right word. Like, it was this big old bank of computers that was like sort of a central spire of the room, almost like a pillar in the middle. And he went around to check the side that we couldn't see from where we went in, and there was a big old boy there. So he started the combat by alerting the enemy. Things went from there. Actually, no, it wasn't Sauce. It was Elizabeth, I think. Was it? No, I'm completely wrong. It was actually Saber. Saber was the one who was like, "Hey, we should check," because Saber had been, very suspicious of all of this from the start, and saying that even though it would take half an hour at least, we should disarm all the robots. So Saber went to check because, there's definitely a trap here, guys, and there was a trap. Again, sorry, I had COVID. So I had COVID and I was hacking up both lungs. So you'll have to excuse my poor memory. So yeah, I do believe it was Saber who started the fight. Again, COVID memory. So Saber starts the fight, gets a little bit fucked. Or no, it was a little... Hang on, no, I'm trying to... I can sort of half see the map from certain parts of the fight in my head, and I'm trying to reconstruct. It doesn't matter. One of the party members got this guy's attention, and it wasn't me, because I was in back, because I was big and I had to come through the airlock last. So that kicked things off, right? And then, he took to the air, we all got spooked. And the fight, really started. There were a lot of good and bad rolls from the party. Olin, so many failed attempts to hit, and it was sad, honestly. Like, he landed, I think, like 1 or 2 hits, and he's a monk. Yeah. I mean, fancy Gabe monk, but still, he has flurry of blows. He should be landing a lot more than just 2 hits in a combat that lasted, I think, like something like 6 or 7 rounds at least. It was, it wasn't a short combat. It wasn't a very long combat either, but yeah. So I was very busy, doing my envoy things. Being good at helping people. I got to use the big pencil lead for the first time, because like I said, first combat since the housekeeping. And that block saved me from a couple attacks, actually. But the way that so I'm just going to give you some highlights of the super awesome moments. So, I mean, Saber, of course, was landing trick shot after trick shot, occasionally missing, but just like scooting around the room as she did it, taking advantage of the 0G, because you can move as part of a trick shot. So she would like bounce off a wall, trick shot while moving, then bounce off another wall, keep going. It was amazing. Meanwhile, Zos was push-pulling left and right for his maneuverability, and actually towards the start of the combat, he used push-pull on the thing's giant gun to bring it to himself, force this guy into melee, and then pushed the gun over to Elizabeth in her new giant mech suit, technically large mech suit, but whatever, who, after learning that this thing had fire resistance, switched over to that new kinetic weapon. So about that fire resistance, we found that out because it breathed fucking fire. Yeah. So it breathed fire all over us. Ajori was mostly fine. Elizabeth was mostly-ish fine. I mean, I say mostly fine, I'm an HP tank. I don't really care about making saves. So, yeah. Zos, of course, just ignored it because Monk. Saber was out of the AoE because pinging off the walls. But there was just this like epic mid-air battle between three large creatures, right? This large crest eater transformed person, as well as Ajori with his big pencil lead, and Elizabeth in her big mech suit. And like it honestly, it was animation worthy, and I fucking wish that the VOD didn't destroy itself. Oh, there goes my PC deciding to be loud today. I wish the VOD didn't die, because if we still had that VOD, I would like be trying to find someone to pay to make it into an animation, because holy hell, I remember that fight being amazing. But yeah, it eventually got down to it. The giant crest eater boy with his thunder dragon glaive, or whatever it was called, was doing some real damage to me. I got down into my hit points rather than my stamina points, and everyone was running pretty low on their stamina points as well from when he pumped them full of lead. So I, of course, being, again, tanky boy, and having drawn most of his focus just because for some goddamn reason I was hitting him more than Zos and more than Elizabeth. Like, I was hitting him and Saber was hitting him. And like Zos would like really hit him a couple times, but there was this amazing sad moment where Olin, pushed off a chair to use equal and opposite reaction, Newtonian physics, to give himself the momentum to get right up under this guy and unleash a flurry of blows right into him. Nat ones on both attacks. Well, flurry of blows, full attack, whatever. But nat ones. And so, and the guy we were fighting basically taunted him and said something about like, don't even try. Goes to make an unarmed strike against Zos just, to prove a point, and also nat ones. And then, of course, he was also attacking me, literally could not miss except on a nat 1, and rolled a nat 1 when he would have otherwise probably killed me. So that was a very good feeling there. It didn't last long because Then he whipped out the breath weapon and all that. But yeah, it was a lot. I got a lot of mileage out of the old distraction ability. As did the rest of the party by proxy, But ultimately, I think it was a very good fight cinematically and experience-wise, and a pretty okay fight in terms of how well we did in it. So afterwards, we were like, okay, yeah, fuck this. We need to chill. We beat him down. Elizabeth, if I'm remembering right, Elizabeth pumped him full of lead, left him with 1 hit point or something like that. Very little, anyway, maybe not exactly 1. And then it was Saber's turn next, and because Saber is apparently our designated last hitter, gotta feed the carry. So Saber launched off a trick shot and did shitloads of health to this guy with none left, and it's like, okay, sure, that works. But he probably would have killed at least one of us, or at least downed us, maybe not killed if not for that, because he was right after Saber. So it was a very good feeling to have that happen. Anyway, that was most of what happened there. The next thing to happen was the complete and utter collapse of the party into exhaustion, because, holy hell, we just lost most of our stamina points. A few of us lost all of them. Zara had to pump in a lot of healing for us. So he took the 10 minutes to to rest and regain stamina points. And then we decided, okay, let's get back to snooping. So Elizabeth used Doll to find the find the station board AI and ask it some questions like, hey, what was going on here? So we learned that it seemed like the station engineer, if I'm remembering right, had been the one who ordered the Crest Eater transformation serum. Oh, also, I got more of the Bone Eaty juice pumped into me, and so did Zoss. So we both took some con damage, but then we got mostly fixed. So, yeah, we figured out that the station engineer, he seemed to have been having a bit of an argument with the captain, and who, our initial assumption was, oh, okay, I get it. He used the Bone Eaty juice, or the Crest Eater Makey juice, to make himself a super monster and then kill that station captain because he was a bitch. Except no, that's the engineer's body right there on the floor that you're standing next to. So there goes that idea. And that's actually where things pick back up, basically. Because as it happens, I was wrong when I said earlier that we only had the last half hour. We actually only had the first half hour. Whoops. My bad, y'all. Yeah. See again. Whoops. My bad. So, yeah, this is the bit where you get to actually see that first half hour.
Peanut butter. I love peanut butter. I'm gonna post a @ message to everyone.
You would @ everyone?
Yes.
Are you sure about this? That's not an at everyone. You lied to me.
I would add everyone. I didn't add everyone.
Fair.
Oh shit. I just got a message. I just got a notification. That cognitive trifurcation is live.
Yes, I am live. I am streaming this.
Oh god.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh
Yes,
no.
Have you streamed all of our games?
Yes.
Oh dear.
Oh dear.
That's awful.
Oh.
I forgot that it was being streamed.
Oh no.
Well, I'm not sure what to say to you about that.
No, it's my fault. You did tell us, I believe.
I did.
Yeah.
I got consent.
You did get consent.
Look, just because I hit agree on the terms and services form. How many views does this have? That's the real question.
0.
0?
Well, actually,
Yeah,
hang on. Check over on YouTube. Because the VODs expire after 2 weeks, so I've been posting them.
Can you post a because I didn't know that there were YouTube videos.
Oh,
Can
actually.
you post your channel?
Sure.
Give a linky, little linky.
Linky badinky.
Dinky linky.
You know, actually,
the playlist
in the
has
future,
no views. Although
what is
the
it?
first one does have apparently a like, but I think it's from a bot who also commented.
Commented, damn, that saber kind of racist.
It's got 14 views, but none of them are like for more than a few minutes.
This
post
is
your channel,
Prismatica.
I started airing the audio from the first one accidentally. Oh no, how can I ever fix this? It's
then
not like I edit these.
Hypothetically, in the future, if I needed, for some reason, to have a highlights reel of stuff from this game, would you be able to do that?
I could, yes. It would take literal weeks. But I
Yeah,
could...
I mean editing truly is hell.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. That's good to know.
Hang on. Play all and then share from here. Copy that. Here we go. Fuck, I forgot the link. There we go. And I'm gonna pin this. Oh yeah, pin it. Yes, as we speak, I am in the process of downloading the one from 2 weeks ago. Oh.
I'm listening to this. It's fucking hilarious.
Are
My
you
voice
having a
sounds so
oh
weird.
god my voice moment, Gabe?
Yeah.
Welcome to the world of audio and video.
Listening to you.
Jack, please join the fucking Roll20.
Wait, okay.
In the expanse, Jack.
Get in, I'm logging.
Ow, my ears.
I'm logging in!
Ow, my...
Thank you, audio processing, for capping Jack's volume at like half of what it is in real life, probably.
Oh my god. This is excellent.
I know, we've got some top tier bands.
People should be watching this.
Gaming.
More people. We're
on one
very,
hand,
we're
I'm
very
thinking
clearly
deranged.
deranged, and deranged gets views. It should
Deranged
at least.
equal funny, and funny equal views. Funny and sex.
Put Saber in the thumbnail.
We have one
Crime
of them.
abuse.
Racism sometimes. Saber is two of those things. So if I remember, I asked how big is this naked man's dick, and you said massive. So that is canon. Just reminding everyone, right?
Probably. I don't remember what you're talking about, but it sounds right.
Notes.
You're asking what?
Oh, this lad. Yes, I remember that. Yes, you did
guy
say
on the
that.
floor.
You did say
Yeah.
that.
He's large. I mean, what do you expect? He's like 10 feet tall.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, are you talking about the? You're talking about. I thought you were talking about the Dragon Man.
Oh no, I mean, judging by map squares, the dead bodies are also 10 feet tall.
Yes.
Yeah, but
They're not actually,
it's
they're not
physically
actually
like
tall.
14 feet tall. Actually, wait, let me get the ruler.
He is. He's got a big penis.
Hello.
Great time to join, by the way.
This guy's like 8 feet tall.
Yeah, I don't know if I've made it clear, but I always come at least like 10 minutes after 6 because I drive a kid to a practice, and I drop him at 6.
I was saying that because I was saying this guy has a giant penis when you dropped in.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, right. I remember we rolled for schlong size. Didn't Ashori roll for schlong last time?
No.
Wait, what?
That
No,
was
I just
way
remember-
at the beginning.
That was a different
Wait, you
thing.
did do that? Jesus.
I faintly remember it. Yes. I'm
did
sure
roll
you
for
can find
schlong.
it in the stream archive.
We rolled for schlong in this guy, like very clearly.
No, we didn't.
I think
Am
I
I crazy?
just said that he has a big.
Yeah,
penis.
Gabe just decreed, with the divine force of the GM,
Okay.
he big.
Okay, so it was a fudged schlong roll. Gotcha.
Yeah, it's a fudged. Yeah. I rolled behind the screens. You don't understand. I don't have to show dice,
Show dice, as Noah likes to say.
as everyone who watches TTS likes to say. Or Arctis Dragon Blade.
See, that's the
Isn't
thing. I don't
really
get these
TPS.
references y'all are making.
Dude, I'm ready to get my booty cheeks clapped by the dice gods again this session.
Okay. Yeah. Well, we should probably start up then. So last time, you guys you set out to the Ouroboros system to investigate a package sent by Larkin Haas. Yep, Larkin Haas.
Florkin Jorkin.
The man with the fabulous mustache who turned into a lizard. He was sending the lizard juice off, and you met an abomination created by said lizard juice as you entered into the space station that the lizard juice was sent to. Space station also did not seem to be sending or receiving any normal signals, update signals of any kind. When you got there, the power was off.
Wait, I'm confused. Is this the same previously encountered lizard juice then?
It's
Yeah,
Yeah.
the guy that you faced off against is the same.
So it was
the same thing.
it seemed pretty clearly to be like the similar kind of transformation as from the crest eater juice.
He was a green eater. He was a green lizard. Seemed like he was a crest eater. He just happened to have wings for some reason.
Gotcha. Okay.
wings for some fucking reason. I don't know.
And you found out that this place was didn't have any power. You brought the power back on. You dealt with the guns on the patrol class security robots. So all of them don't have guns anymore.
Yes.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
they
it
might
was
turn
your
on against you.
idea.
Well, we took
It
the
was-
gun off one of them, but then we just unplugged the rest.
Oh, you unplugged the rest. Oh,
Yeah, because
okay.
taking the guns off would take 10 minutes.
That's right.
and then
that's
plugging
right,
them would take 1.
But
we did take one of them off.
And then you defeated the person who had been transformed by Crest Eater, Juice, and you moved on to another room. Oh, it was the central
Contrainment chamber.
Central control chamber. Where you found
chamber.
Creature. The computers there had some recordings that showed like apparently there was someone on the ship who was the person who received the green juice, and their name was Divine, and they were one of the dead people, which was a little bit strange to you. And you found the captain of the vessel in a room to the space west of the other room. And
what is
he was
Space
dead.
West?
Space West is the left of the map.
No, but I mean, like, what is west in space?
It's the left of the map that we're currently on.
You're no fun.
Space West. Anyways, yeah. You found a dead body, another one, and this one is also seemingly has its stomach ripped out.
That would be the segmentum pacificus.
Is there any chance I could do like a medicine check to kind of autopsy his ass to see if it was done by this guy?
Yeah. You could roll a medicine.
Okay, word. I just want to see if it was like the mandibles of one of these crest eaters or if it was something else, basically.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I was just going through all the people that we've been talking about. I think there was one more person we saw on the security feed that has not been accounted for yet. Correct me if I'm wrong.
There
and
is
he's
a,
probably Lizard Boy.
Kasatha.
There was a
Hello?
Yes?
Yeah.
I think we lost Gabe.
there was a Kasatha?
I don't
Wait,
think
it's,
there was.
Wait, give me a second.
check the archives. I'm gonna have my AI get out of this.
Okay. Well, since I'm
There-
you can use the... Oh, sorry.
There was a Kasatha. You're right.
Okay.
Yeah, in the crew, unaccounted for. That's another reason I want to do the autopsy to see if... Because these things tend to have, like, seem to be, like, mutating slightly, like it depends on the person affected, to see if it's, like, looks like a crest eater mouth, or if A, this is, like, a weirder creature, or B, something else entirely.
Oh, the one that we killed.
No, basically I want to see if there's a possibility that there's another one roaming around that's slightly different.
Ah, okay. So is that
Or
message-
either way, just anything could have happened, so I just want to make sure it actually was the same creature that's accounted for.
Yeah, he was using some sort of weapon. It was like two-handed.
He had
The big
a
axe.
thunder dragon glaive whatever thing,
Yeah, it was like a glaive.
as well
So
as a
I-
magnetar
Revenge
rifle.
of the Fist
He
sword.
had a magnetar
Well,
rifle.
Either way, I got a 26 on the
yeah,
medicine check.
26 on the medicine. This guy, it looks like his stomach was ripped out by claws.
Yeah.
Okay, so I
he
turned
died
to the
same
group
way
and I-
as him.
And you also see some bruising on his back, like he was thrown from a distance.
Hmm.
Right.
Holy shit! It looks like a
Well,
fucking
it
Red Bull
appears
can.
it appears this creature we took down was responsible for this. It seems like the claw marks are consistent with what we saw in its physique.
My guess would be that the creature was originally the captain of this station. He did seem to have something of a dispute with Divine here, who probably tried to get him off his back by roping him into this whole crest eater transformation thing, and when they ultimately met up, when he was given the injection, I suppose, he probably decided to just go ahead and kill Divine and the rest of the crew in some sort of power trip.
One thing that might counteract that is that this is the captain.
Oh, sorry. I thought
Divine is dead in the other room.
Oh.
Poe's
Yeah.
mad. Poe's
Yeah.
mad.
Yeah,
okay, never mind. I got names
Yeah.
mixed up then.
Yeah, Divine was the smuggler dead. The captain's
Yeah.
also dead, right?
Who's the one who's not dead?
The only person who isn't
There is a woman that has brown hair. She's not dead.
Okay.
And there's
Kasatha,
also
right?
a Kasatha.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
So, in that case, I would not say any of that. Instead, probably would be something like, it could be that whoever turned into that thing offered it by Divine and then turned on him, or they could have confiscated it from him somehow, and well, I don't know who in their right mind would inject something into themselves. Maybe they used someone else as a test subject. I don't know, but it was almost certainly
perhaps his officials knew the nature. Perhaps these people higher ranked than this member knew the nature of this drug and he didn't, or perhaps he thought it was something he didn't, or he thought it was something else than it was, or perhaps maybe he just, against the better judgment of his crewmates, sought it for personal power. It seemed like he was pretty excited about his new state of being when we fought him.
Can I get a perception check from
everyone? Or...
Everybody?
I think I would be the one. Where the hell is my... Oh, I gotta open my character sheet.
Who do you want making the perception, Gabe?
He was forced to open up his
We
character sheet.
perceiving. Oh, that's a 31. That's
Should we
pretty
just
good.
all roll it? I guess we're all rolling it.
Yeah, I did say yeah.
Okay, I didn't hear that part.
You didn't roll it.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, damn. I was hoping I could get that 10-minute rest in first, but it looks like no.
No, we already did.
Oh, did we?
I'm pretty sure.
By
I don't think
stat,
it was a 10-minute rest in between the combat.
Scott.
I'm pretty sure we did.
So both Zara and Zos will notice this. You did actually. Yeah, you took a 10-minute rest, so you could have spent a resolve point to.
Okay, I'll just retcon that I did then because I didn't realize I took a rest.
So nice. Zara and Zos will both notice that the cameras in both of the rooms that you're currently occupying have turned to face you.
Okay. So I kind of just freeze and notice this, and without making any. Okay. Is there any way I could angle my body away from the cameras? Like, where are the cameras in the room we're in?
They are.
Like, is there one at each corner? Could I, like, say something without putting my face toward the cameras?
They're right here. Right here. And then there is also one in this corner and this corner that are pointed at you.
Is there like a stick lying around?
You have not noticed this, just to be clear.
I know, just unrelated to that.
Yeah, sure, there's a stick lying around.
Okay. Without saying anything specific about it, I am going to type into my data pad, which I have in my equipment, we are being watched, there are cameras around, and then just kind of like call a group huddle.
I'm not even going to look
guys,
at
I noticed
that.
something.
I'm going to like poke his butt and say something like, I wonder how big it gets.
No. Saber, stop that. Get over here.
I'm going to be like, hey guys, I think I noticed something about the Crest Eater serum.
Zara pauses and like...
okay. Step over the body and... okay. Yeah.
And I'm just basically just going to pass it around and it says the data pad says the cameras are watching us. Don't make it. The cameras are watching us. Don't look at them.
That was a pretty stupid
Ajori
fucking
will
meme.
sort of like instinctively start to look at them and then stop himself.
Okay, Saber's gonna say, "Damn, bro, you got the whole squad laughing." That was totally a funny one.
I'm
Holy
gonna take
shit,
it back,
that was
type
awful.
in not a meme, and give it back to Saber.
Swear to God, man.
Elizabeth's gonna poke her head out into this room, into the 0G room. Are any of the cameras operating here?
Yeah, the two of the ones they
ones
noticed were.
here and here.
Am I within?
Well, the thing is, if I may, the moment that you poke your head out, you do notice something else.
Uh-oh.
Oh God!
Which is 6 security robots are moving onto your position.
Fucking
Let's
hell!
roll some fucking initiative.
Oh God!
At least it wasn't
Man.
12.
Oh, hell. We should have disarmed
Well,
them.
I'm
Well, at
very
least
glad.
there's a chance of them not knowing that we're aware of them coming. Maybe.
How much
my
power do you
token
think they have,
selected.
though?
Damn it. Okay, well, it's not much different. I'm still going last either way. I don't think I need to change that.
Oh. I haven't seen Jory like get a 10-digit initiative roll this entire campaign.
I mean, a 10-digit initiative roll would be pretty
No,
impressive.
2-digit initiative roll. Sorry.
So where is the initiative thing? Oh my God, there are over. I did not scroll to that part of the.
Do not
Where
scroll to
initiative
what part
tracker?
of what? Is there something that y'all can see that I can't?
Oh yeah, I see them.
There is
Hell.
a swarm.
Well, yeah, part of my startling scream.
Oh, you took Startling Scream? Nice!
Yeah, so ah!
Such a good perk.
Yeah.
Oh, what does your Startling Stream do?
Oh, it just says that we don't get caught flat-footed on surprise attacks because I scream and I alert everyone that
Great.
we're being attacked.
Screams.
It's such a funny, flavorful perk that, like, you alert everybody immediately of your position, but, like, at least you don't get surprised.
Oh yeah.
Okay, they're going to act first. I think they can all spot Elizabeth. But if they were all to fire on Elizabeth, they would all have penalties, so they're not going to.
Oh, they're gonna shoot at me, aren't they?
They would also have penalties shooting at you, don't worry.
I'm like kind of crouched down too.
Okay. Yeah, so these folks are going to, I think, move towards you, but I'm having a bit of trouble.
Oh, I'm so bummed we're gonna have to destroy these things.
Startled Scream is such a pog perk.
I keep forgetting to invoke it.
Yeah. Well, at least I can hopefully use my close combat perk and actually benefit where my character is most useful, waiting amongst a bunch of shooting enemies in close combat.
As they walk through the room, their boots clamp down onto the substance beneath their feet, so as to not be affected by the 0G. So they make their movement up to there, and then they are all going to open fire on Elizabeth.
Right?
Hell. That's a
So-
lot of robots.
Where's the pilot?
Oh man, I
you
wish
will
I had a
have
fucking
a
grenade.
+4 to your AC in salvage. So I'm gonna roll a bunch of them, and we'll see how many hit.
Got it.
Oh, that's the first player death.
You don't know that.
You don't know that. You don't know that.
You don't know me.
Okay, so first is a 25
25.
against kinetic AC.
Yeah, that's I believe that misses. Let me just. I don't
Yeah,
have
you
my
have
power.
big boy AC into power
You have
armor,
a
right?
Yeah,
plus
I don't.
4.
I don't. I'm not carrying it right now. But remember, my power armor actually makes me weaker. I carry it for the science, not for the AC. Yeah, my KAC with the +5 you said, or +4.
Plus 4.
+4. Yeah, it doesn't hit. I got a KAC of
27.
28. I have a KAC of 28.
In that case, only 2 will hit. One of them is a crit, though. That's 8.
Alright, so y'all just saw that non-missing half hour there, and that basically is what, well, that's what you got. You know, you got the funny part of Gabe not remembering that the streams were happening and saying that's the best thing ever. Then there was a little bit of the robot fight that you saw. So that robot fight ended up going pretty well for us, aside from, the obvious crit. Because there were just a bunch of robots that we'd already mostly we disarmed one. But yeah, we took him out pretty easy for the most part. So then we got into the next room, and there we found an asteroid and a thing that I don't remember the name of that I'll get into in a bit. So asteroid in this setting are basically null prismats, more or less. Like, they're not prismats who've gone over to the null, but they are like the null's response to prismats. So they are very powerful and dangerous space wizards. Then the other thing that it was with, I forget the exact name of it, but it was like a zombie similar to the Nihili, but specifically this one is a bit special because rather than being like, oh, suffocated in the void, instead these guys have a bit of a complex about being alone because they died marooned and lost, so they try to, force those who aren't marooned and lost to become marooned and lost, and they can't go far from their place of death, but they also try to keep everyone else from leaving. So obviously this guy tried to keep us from leaving. So what we decided to do was just sort of, throw him out the window. Now, that was what I intended to do. Turns out the way I wanted to do that wasn't supported by the mechanics, and I physically couldn't even roll well enough to do so. So then Al came in. Elizabeth, runs in, kicks the Nihili through the window, because the asteroid had left and basically said, hey, clean this up, and then broken the window. So Elizabeth kicked the zombie out the window with it. After, completely misinterpreting Ajori's, hang on a minute, I'll get this guy, you guys start up the spaceship. As, go, I'll hold him here. Which it was not, but it probably would have ended up being that way because, see again, rolls. And also just flat numbers. So Elizabeth booted him. And that was it. That was that combat over. We went into the next room where the Nihili, or not Nihili, I keep calling it Nihili, the zombie and the asteroid had been, on a computer, basically. Most of the important information was gone. We did have, a couple mini leads, but, yeah. And then the crazy femcell pilot person, Saber, decided to pull up all the interracial cuckold porn on the computer because of course that's something a Jack character would do. Of course it is. So the only reason I mention that at all is because that seems to have become a recurring theme for Saber, judging by the last couple of sessions. and every time Saber is allowed near computers in general. Jack's just taking that gag and running with it, I guess. So yeah, we got off the station and we were like, all right, what the heck are we going to do now? Are we going to, like, go and alert the authorities? Well, we are the authorities. Are we going to just fucking leave? No. We detected that there were 3 ships closing on us. So Saber wanted to jump out of the system and then jump back in, like, a while later. The rest of the party said, no, fuck that, that's a dumb idea. We're standing and fighting. Because this was obviously meant to be, like, the tutorial for starship combat. Obviously. It was 3 fighters against an actual ship. Come on. So yeah, we spent... It took a ridiculous amount of time. Like, truly ridiculous. I think, genuinely, like, the last 2 hours of that session were spent on that space combat, which totaled about 5 rounds or something like that. But we figured out the rules, we figured out how to do it, we got some practice with it. There really is nothing particularly interesting or meaningful to say about that time. It really was just like we were learning how ship combat worked, and the next time we do ship combat, you will see what we learned. But we took some hits to the front shields. Elizabeth charged the shields back up. We tactical nuke incominged a couple guys. Oh, I need to put that on my Stream Deck soundboard, don't I? So yeah, we did a lot of work, basically, in learning how to fight in the ship. And, oh boy, it's very complicated being captain, because you can act during anyone else's turn to give a benefit to your allies or a penalty to your enemies. It's very similar to just being an envoy, except you get to go whenever. Additionally, something that was discussed during the session that I know will be brought up the next time we do ship combat, if y'all don't watch this, or listen to this, I guess. Here's the thing. In ship combat, higher initiative goes last, because things are done in a staggered manner. So the ship with the lowest initiative moves, then the ship with the highest initiative moves, which means that you are able to position yourself. Well, I mean, you know, it's not one, then the other, then everyone else. It's one, then ascending up till you get to the highest initiative. Anyway, the highest initiative ship goes last, because that means they can position themselves in regard to everyone else. And then there is the next phase of the turn. So all the slower or lower initiative, not slower, but the lower initiative ships get to shoot. And then the last one to shoot is the highest initiative ship, as a way of, you know, keeping things a bit balanced. But what that means is, yes, even if, you know, having a high initiative in this case is kind of bad, because it means you're getting shot at before you get to shoot. Having a high initiative is also very good, because it means that you can put yourself outside of your enemy's firing arcs, because that is a thing that you have to keep track of. You have firing arcs, you've got turrets that can fire within those arcs. We also figured out how point defense weapons work, although I doubt we will remember that for the next time. I certainly will, because I'm the one who had to look it up, because apparently I'm the only one who has access to Google or something, I don't know. But yes, I remember how point defense weapons work, so I will be the one to remind people in the future that they only have a first range increment and can't shoot beyond that, but they can be used to shoot down incoming missiles. So, yeah. The short version of all this is basically we figured out how ship combat works. We got some experience with it. We made a ton of mistakes that we will probably never make again. And in that regard, I am glad that this VOD got destroyed. It's simply because those last 2 hours genuinely were the most boring and frustrating 2 hours of this whole campaign. Like, including character creation when we were figuring out how the system in general works. Like, even then, you know, it was interesting because Gabe was introducing us to the world and saying, okay, here's what you can do, here's what you can't do. But this was just, oh god, okay, hang on. Where is this on Archives of Nethys? Oh, it's not on Archives of Nethys. Where is this on the Paizo forum? Oh, it's not on the Paizo forum. Well, rule books. Okay, here it is in the rule books. Here it is on Archives of Nethys, finally. We were looking in the wrong place. Oh, well, that's okay. I just found it in the rulebook PDF. So yeah. We wiped them, and then we decided that we were going to head on down to the surface of the ring world to chase the Asteray. And that's where we ended. So, yeah. I know this has obviously been much shorter than a usual session, because it is 2 sessions condensed down into my shitty recap, and half an hour of actual content. So, I apologize in advance, or not even in advance. Well, actually, I guess, yeah, in advance. I apologize for any confusion that you may experience in future episodes for something that I've forgotten to mention. You'll be able to figure it out. And the fact that I didn't mention it means I feel like it probably means it wasn't super important. At least I don't remember it. Which means I will be just as confused when it is mentioned in the future video. So I will be able to be like, wait, hang on, what? What are you talking about? What happened? And so, yeah. But again, I apologize for any confusion that the failings of my memory might create for y'all. Hopefully, this doesn't put you off future stuff. From now on, I am going to be putting up VODs the week after rather than 2 weeks after, like, you know, right as they're about to get deleted. Because I am hoping that this will give me a bit of buffer for the future. So, yeah, this is going to be going out as part of sort of a burst of 3 VODs that are going to be put up all at once. Just because this is taking forever. Well, actually, it's going to be 4 VODs because one session got split in half. Yeah. Yeah. Still fucking pissed that only the first half hour of this session. Anyway. That's gonna be all from me for now. Hopefully this hasn't been too confusing for you guys, just listening to me and me alone talk about what happened. I could have, like, got everyone on the Discord call, but then this would have been like this would have eaten into an hour of actual session, and that's not very good either. So yeah, there was also a bit of recap, obviously, at the start of the clip you watched, that I'm sure includes information that I forgot to mention in my recap. So yeah, thank you all for watching and or listening, and I will see you next time.